Namaste children, how are you all? I hope you are fine. Welcome to today class. Today we are going to continue this same topic, data handling. Previous class we learned what is mean by data and how we can arrange the data in a systematic order. Yes, data is nothing but information. So that information we need to arrange in a systematic order. So when you arrange in a systematic order, it will be easy to understand. And we have different ways to arrange the data in a systematic order. Now today class we are going to learn how we can represent the data by using pictograph. See, we have some information, alright? Now this information we can represent in different ways, like by using pie chart we can express, by using pictograph we can express, by using bar graph we can express. So there are different ways where we can use to represent the data. Now let's see what is pictograph and how can we represent the data information by using pictograph. Let's see here. Pictograph. A pictograph is a way of representing the data using pictures or symbols to match the frequencies of different information. See, clearly they said here pictograph is nothing but whatever the information we know, that information we are going to represent by using pictures or by using symbols. When you represent it by using pictures or symbols, it is easy to understand for audience. It is easy to know the information by seeing the pictures. And we can see here outside, they will represent some information by using pictures. So when the information is in terms of pictures, even uneducated people also, they come to know the information what the picture is going to express. That is the importance of pictograph. And here they gave some example here. Total number of students in a school in different years are shown in the table. 1996 there are 400 students, 98 600, 2500, 2002 700, 2004 800. Now asking this information, you have to represent by using pictograph, by using pictures. And also they said, take the scale, one symbol is nothing but 100 students. Now let's see this example and how can we represent it by using pictures. Yes, let me write a solution. Yes, we'll take the here, first column is years. And next column is what? Number of students. Next column is number of students. Yes. Now here we take the years 1996. Yes. And one more is 1998. And the next one is 2000. The next one is 2002. The last one is 2004. Yes. And also they said scale, this symbol shows that 100 students. Yes, let me write here scale, one symbol shows that 100 students. Yes, one symbol is equal to what? 100 students. Now tell me in the year 1996 how many students are there? 400. Sir, in the year 1996 we have 400 students. See, one symbol represents 100 students. Then 400 students we can represent by using how many symbols? Yes, 400 divides 100 which gives 4. So to represent this 400, we'll take how many symbols like this? We'll take 4 symbols. Still you have a doubt, you can see better here. Sir, in the year 1996 we have 400 students. Let us divide with 100 so that we come to know how many symbols are required to represent the number of students in the year 1996. See, 100 for the 400. Yes, what I got? 4. So we can represent this 400 students by taking such 4 symbols. 100, yes. 200, yes. 300, then 400. Yes. Similarly, in the year 1998, there are 600 students. How many students? 600. So 600 will divide with the scale which we took 100. Yes, 100 6 so 600. So how many symbols are required better here? 6 symbols are required. Yes. Each symbol shows 100 students. 100. Yes. And the next one is 100, 200, 300, and 400, 500, 600. Now in the year 2000, there are 500 students. In the year 2000, there are 500 students. Children, tell me 500 means? Yes, divide that 500 with 100 beta. Sir, it is 100 500. Yes. We need how many symbols? 5 symbols. Yes. Now you can see over here, one symbol is 100, 100, and the next one is 200, and 300, yes, 400, 500. 500 symbols. To represent that 500, we need 5 symbols. Now in the year 2002, we have 700 students. How many? 700 students. So 700 you can divide with 100 beta. 700 you can divide with 100. 100 sevens are, yes, 700. Remainder is 0. So how many symbols we need? 7 symbols. One symbol is 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, then 700. Yes. Next one is 2004. There are 800. Yes. 800 divides 100. How much? See, 800 to divide with 100. 100 8 800. Yes. How many symbols we need to take? 8 symbols. Each symbol is 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Yes, we need how many symbols? 8 symbols. So that is the way we can represent the given information by using pictures. Hope it is clear. What we learned just now? We learned one of the way to represent the information, which is pictograph, where we can represent the information by using symbols or pictures, so that it is easy to understand. And here the important thing is deciding the suitable scale. Here they gave the scale better. Take this symbol as 100 students. So if there is no scale in the question, by seeing the frequencies, we need to decide the suitable scale. Let's see for example based on that concept. Yes, let's see one more example based on pictograph. Here they give some information better. Let's see example 8. The following are the number of electric bulbs purchased for a lodging house during the first 4 months of a year. For the lodging house, first 4 months of year, how many bulbs they purchased? Here they gave some information in table. In the month of January, they purchased 20 bulb it seems. February 26 bulbs, March 30, April 34. So they gave this information and asking to represent the details by pictograph. So we need to represent this information by using pictograph. I mean, we have to represent it by using pictures or symbols. And here the important thing, there is no scale. Yes. Now by seeing these frequencies, we need to decide the suitable scale. Yes. You see how I can take the suitable scale? Yes. 2 is the common factor of all this. But to represent 30, if I take like see, I'm taking suppose one symbol, one bulb is equal to like one symbol is equal to like 2 bulbs. The reason 2 is the common factor of all. But to represent 30, we need to draw 15 symbols. If suppose if I 100, we need to draw 50 symbols. It's not easy. It is the time taking process. So we'll make a round figure. Yes, 10 will take the suitable scale. But if you take the scale 10, 20 and 30 30 are easy to represent. See, let me draw the table better. Month, yes, month, January, February, March, April, and here number of bulbs. Number of bulbs. Yes. Now we need to decide the suitable scale. We need to decide the suitable scale. See, if I take the symbol, one symbol is like 2 bulbs. We need to draw many symbols. So I am taking the round figure. Let me write here scale. I am taking this is one bulb better, which equal to how many symbols you know? Sorry, the bulb will be not like this. Yes, let me draw like this. One symbol is equal to how many you know? Like 10 bulbs will take. How many will take? One symbol is equal to 10 bulbs. See, if I take one symbol is equal to 10 bulbs, 20, we need to draw 2 symbols. 30, we need to draw 3 symbols. Sir, what about 26? 26 is not exact multiple of 10, no? See, I mean 20 and 30 are exact multiples of 10. But whereas 26 and 34 not exact multiples of 10. So how can I represent this 26 bulbs? How many symbols we need to take to represent this 26 bulbs? Let's see here now. See, I took one symbol is 10 bulbs. In the month of January there are 20 bulbs. So I can go with 2 symbols. One symbol and 2 symbols. One symbol and 2 symbols. Still have a doubt? You can see here total 20 bulbs. So how many tens we can see? 20. 10 twos are 20. So we need 2 symbols exactly. Whereas in 26 let me take 20 first. 20 2 symbols are we need 2 symbols. We need 2 symbols. Yes. Each symbol represent 10 bulbs. 10 plus 10 20. 20 more 6. 26 6 left more. So if it is more than 5, I mean 6 is more than 5. Yes. So you draw the figure like more than half. Try to draw the figure which is more than half. If it is 5, you can draw half. If it is less than 5, you can draw less than half. If it is more than 5, you can draw more than half. Now, similarly, to represent 30, we need how many symbols? 3 symbols. As I said, one symbol represents 10 bulbs. So that to represent 30, we need 3 symbols. See, one symbol is 30. Second symbol, 30. Yes. Sorry. One symbol is 10 better. Second symbol 10, 20. And third symbol is 10. 10 plus 10 plus 10. How much? 30. 3 bulbs. Sorry. 3 symbols are enough to represent 30. Next 34. In 34, let me take first 30. 30 means how many symbols? 3 symbols. The reason each symbol represent 10 bulbs. So whereas each symbol represent 10 bulbs, to represent 34, let me take first 30 outside. So here 1 bulb, 2 bulb, 3. One symbol represent 10. 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. 4 left, which is less than half. Enough. Let me draw like this. That is the way we can represent by using pictograph. Hope it is clear. When the scale is not given from the frequencies, we need to decide the suitable scale. If that scale is exact multiple of the frequencies, we'll draw exact symbols. See, like 26 there, 34 there. 10 is not exact multiple of 26 is not exact multiple of 10. 34 is not exact multiple of 10. In such case, we'll see here 30 will draw 3 symbols completely. 4, which is less than half. Complete symbol 10 bulbs. Half symbol 5 bulbs. So less than half. So less than 5 will draw less than half. More than 5 will draw more than half. Here 20, 2 symbols completely and 6. 2 symbols completely 6. I mean more than half. So I took the figure like more than half now. Next 34. In 34, 30 we can take complete. So 30 means 3 symbols completely. More 4 left. 4 means less than half. Half of 10 is 5. 4 means less than 5. Less than half means figure also less than half. So this is the way we can represent the given information by using pictograph. And here we can see some disadvantage. What is the disadvantage here? Sir, when the frequencies are not exact multiple of 10, it's not easy to represent. We are not taking some cases complete figures now. Yes. To avoid this, we have one more way of representation of information, which is bar graph. Let's see about bar graph. Yes, children, let's see another way of representing the data, which is bar graph. Till now we learned how to represent the information by using pictograph. Now let's see how to represent the information by using bar graph. Actually, what is meant by bar graph? It seems a bar graph is a chart with rectangle bars. See here, they will take one vertical line and they will take horizontal line, and that vertical line is called as y-axis, horizontal line is called x-axis, and here they will represent the information like this in rectangle bars. How they are going to represent it? They are going to represent the information by using rectangle bars. See, it is one rectangle. Even this also rectangle. Yes. So they are going to represent rectangle bars with equal width. Here you can see the width of first rectangle, width of second rectangle, width of third rectangle, width of fourth rectangle should take equal width. Here it will be bit lengthy better, but should take equal width in all the rectangles, and the length proportional to the values that they represent. Here you can see the rectangle length is more than second, and second one is less than first, and third one is less than second, and fourth one is more than these three. So how the length is going to increase? Why the length is going to decrease? The length is dependent on these values. If there is a big value, more length. If there is a small value, length will reduce. Proportional means if the values are going to increase, length is also increase. If the values are going to decrease, length is also decrease. Hope it is clear. In the bar graph, we are going to represent the information by using rectangle bars, whereas the width of each rectangle must be same, and the length of the rectangles are dependent on the values which they represent. Mean they are proportional to the values. If the values are increasing, the length of the bar is also increase. If the values are decreasing, the length of the bar is also decrease. And what they said more? Bars can be horizontal or vertical. Here we can see the bars are vertical bars. But some problems, see we can draw the bars like this horizontally also. Yes. Horizontal bars, vertical bars, and equal spacing between them. Suppose the distance between first rectangle bar and second rectangle bar is like 1 centimeter, and the next also what? 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So we have to maintain equal distance between the bars. Three major steps you can remember better. Width of the each rectangle bar is same, and length of the rectangle bars are dependent on the observations, frequencies, and we have to leave equal space between rectangles. Now let's see one example how to draw the bar graph. Yes. Now here you can see an example better. The marks obtained by a student in his annual examination in various subjects are given below. Yes, he gave the marks obtained by student in his annual exam and asking represent it. Yes, represent it by using bar graph. But beta, by using bar graph. There is no scale. By seeing the observations, we need to decide the suitable scale. See, to draw the bar graph, we need two lines. One is vertical line and one more is horizontal line. Horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. The intersecting point of these two is called origin, which we can represent with always 0, 0. Now on the horizontal line, we try to write the subject names. On the vertical line, we take the marks. Yes, here on the horizontal line, I am writing subject name. Yes. First, what you give it? Hindi. Yes. Next, math. Yes. Next, English. Next, science. And the next one is social. And here we will take the marks. On the vertical line, we will take the marks. See, if I take here like 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, can I get 85? No, 85 will not get. Sir, we are taking 1, 2, 3, 4, will not get 85. So we need to change the scale for our convenience. Now find out what is the big number here, 85. So big number is 85 and I can see 5 is the common factor of all this. 5 is the highest common factor of all this. You can take 5, 10, 15, 20 or if you want to go with round figure, you can take 10 also. Like 40 is the exact multiple of 10, 50 is the exact multiple. Even 85, 35 also we can see in between those numbers. Let me go with, I am writing here scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks. How many? 10 marks. Yes, let me take here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yes, 10 marks, 20 marks, 30 marks, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and here 90. Yes. In Hindi he got 75 marks. 75 means you can see better. 70, 80. If you draw the graph paper, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 will be something like 76, 77, 78, 79 again 80. So 75 means above 70 and below 80 in between. 70 after we can see small lines better. 71, 72. So 75 means something like. From there you can draw a horizontal line by using scale and pencil. Now from there you can join to this subject. If you do this on graph paper, you get exactly. Yes. How many marks it is? 75 marks. You can see here 75 exactly. Next 40. In math, he got only 40 marks. See, here it is 40 there beta. So opposite to math, you can draw one horizontal line and you can join to math subject. This you can do by using scale and pencil and graph paper. In English, 50 marks. So near to 50 horizontal you can go exactly English subject. Yes, here you can go. Sorry, here in math 40 only beta. In math you can see 40 only. So till here only enough. Yes. Now 50 in English. Yes. In English you got how many? 50. Yes. 50. Here you can see 40. Here 50. Next, science 85. 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. So 85 will go like this. 85 in science. Yes. 85. Next, you can see social 35 marks. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 35 will be like this. Yes, social 35 it seems. That's all. That is the way you can draw the graph. When you present it to graph paper, it will be more clear, more and more clear. Yes, this is the way you can present the information on by using bar graph. Let us check all the properties once. A bar graph is chart with rectangle bars. Here we are going to represent the information, means we represented the information by using rectangle bars. Equal width. See, the width of each rectangle is same and the length is proportional to the values. See, the length 75, 40 reduced, again 50 increased, again 85 increased, again 35 reduced. When the frequencies are bigger numbers, the length of rectangle is going to increase. When the frequency is small, length of rectangle is going to decrease. So length is proportional to the values. Length is depend on the values. If the values are increasing, length also increase. If the values are decreasing, length also decrease. And they may be horizontal or vertical. Here we are going with vertical bar of equal spacing between them. Yes. Between every two rectangles, equal space. Here it is not clear, beta, but when you draw graph paper, you can see the equal width on every two consecutive rectangle bars. Hope it is clear to everyone.